I'm joined by Ritesh Kotak, Montreal cybersecurity analyst. Ritesh, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me.
The Quebec government has been defending the security of the vaccine passport for weeks now. We've been hearing about it, and it seems politicians' vaccine passport information was allegedly hacked. The passport does come into effect in a matter of days on September 1st, actually. What do you make of this?
I think we need to really define what hack is in this case. So what seems to have happened is individuals have figured out how to replicate the information that's embedded on these QR or quick response codes, essentially name, date of birth, and the vaccination status. That's just, figuring that out is just one element of it. The second element of this is the ability to actually trick the system and into thinking that this person is actually vaccinated. Essentially, a copy of a QR code is only one step in multiple steps. So I'd be wary of the word hack. But we knew that these types of hiccups were going to happen, and luckily we figure it out now before it goes live to the masses.
Many have been questioning the security of the vaccine passport. It's not something new. It's not something we haven't heard about. Erring on the side of caution when it comes to it, especially, were they right to question its security, or is it really safe to use?
It is always right to question security. Think about what information you're giving here. Personal identifiable information, health-related information. It's important that you ask the questions, the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. However, that being said, it does seem like the Quebec government has taken a reasonable approach to thinking about security and privacy when it comes to these vaccine passports. Hackers are always going to try to be one step ahead. And this is why it is important that cybersecurity is not just a checkbox exercise. It's actually a moving target that you need to continuously invest in. It's not that you get the check and you move on. It's something that needs to be ongoing. As long as it's ongoing, we're going to figure out more vulnerabilities. And when they come, we got to be able to identify them and patch them very quickly.
What would you say has to be done by the government to make sure the app is foolproof and safe to protect people's information come September 1st when, the general population is going to be using it?
So if they haven't already done so, and I'm sure they have, is make sure that you take privacy and security seriously, and make sure that you invest in having third parties come in and try to breach the system. These are experts that actually come in and do what are called penetration tests. Ensure that you think about the privacy elements here as well, who has access to data, what's being stored, and ensure that businesses are actually aware of what fraud looks like when it comes to these apps, and they're checking IDs, and that there is a reporting mechanism. So if you're able to identify it, then you can investigate to see what's actually going on, figure out the vulnerabilities, and patch them. It's going to happen. There's going to be hackers and fraudsters trying to defeat the system. However, if you upfront the investment here and you take this seriously, you're able to mitigate against the majority of risks.
Thank you so much for your time, Ritesh.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.